All right, this next pattern I'm going to show you, again, this is taught to me by these awesome educators that we have here on the decade-year-old platform. And this pattern is easier to see than the last one I showed you, and it's very similar though, very similar. So it starts off the same way. So it starts off with consolidation, with price just moving sideways. Okay. And in that last video I showed you, oops, right here, get that done. On the last video I showed you, the consolidation and how retail traders, draw out their lines, right? Same type of deal with this next move, except for instead of trying to trick them, poking out one side and poking out the other side, then coming back to that banker candle, institutional candle. What they'll do with this pattern is they'll just simply blow right out of the box. So let's say they want to take this up. They'll just take it up and they just go. All right. And when they do this, what they typically will do, doesn't happen every time, but it happens enough to be a repeatable pattern that you can recognize, is they'll pull back to that same area and find a banker candle, order block, whatever you want to call it, right inside this area to mitigate and then shoot up. And again, once you see this explosion, this is why it's easier to see this, and we'll go through some stuff. We'll jump on a chart. I'll show you a bunch of examples. Because you can notice this explosion. That's easy to see. And you can just trace it back to the consolidation, right? And then just like, the other one, you just set your alarm to wherever the obvious order block / banker candle is, and then set your alarm there, and then initiate whatever your entry model is, right? And the inverse of this is, just the opposite, right? They'll just blow way out, and they'll come back, hit whatever candle's left there, and come down, right? And again, it doesn't happen every single time, but when they do, they're powerful. And just like the other pattern, this happens across any time frame, 1 minute up to the monthly, any asset, crypto, indices, metals, Forex, stocks, whatever you want. It happens everywhere. All right. So let's just go look at a few. I'm not going to go through all of these, but I want to go through a couple. Then I want to kind of go to the actual charts and just show you how easy it can be to identify some of these areas. All right. So let's just look at a couple here. All right, so you can see right here, right, price is going sideways. All right, this is a daily chart. Then all of a sudden it just blows out, right? There's no poking out one side and poking out the other. It just blows out, right? And then they make their way back to where? That originating candle, that first up candle before the down move, the banker candle, the order block, liquidity block. Again, I don't care what you call it. And then price reacts, right? How cool it would be to be able to set an alarm there and know that that's a possibility of them coming there, and when they get there, alert you so you can get ready and initiate, your model, your strategy, whatever you want to do there. All right. Again, consolidation, obvious, just explosion out of there. They come all the way back to where? That last candle before the explosion. All right. Take off. All right. Sideways. They explode out, come back to where? That last candle before the explosion. All right, boom. I mean, how cool it would be to set an alarm there, right? Some people set actual trades there. They put like a sell limit, stop loss on the other side. It's up to you, whatever you want to do. I personally like to just set alarms, just so I know it's getting there, and then I can look for my way in. You can apply whatever strategy, whatever technique, whatever entry model you have, to get into that trade, however it goes with your trading plan, Again, sideways, blows out, comes back, right? And here's what's good about this, right? Most people, especially new people, they're like trying to trade out of this, right? This is where you get massacred, right? This is where they trick everybody. And then they try to chase this. So they see this going and they're like, oh my God, they just start hitting buy, only to see it come back, right? So you're not going to get caught up in any of that, right? You just wait for that explosion. Let it happen. Let everybody chase it. Let everybody get sucked in. And then you identify that candle and wait till it gets back there. Set your alarm, right? You get a reaction. And like I've said a few times, I like to reiterate it, because, just to drill it into your brain, it doesn't happen 100% of the time, right? Sometimes it'll never come back. Sometimes it'll go blow right through your candle, which is why I like to set an alarm instead of putting an actual order in there, because what if it blows through, right? When you get good at recognizing these, it's just a numbers game, right? At that point, you just set up for the ones you see, and some will activate, some won't, right? Some will work out, some won't, and it's a game of probabilities. Going sideways, blows out, comes right back up to where? That area right there. Let's look at 2 more. Sideways, blows out, comes down, right? It's hard to see the candle there, but come right down to the candle. Here's another one that I didn't mark, I marked up with the blue line. You can see it going sideways, blows out, comes back, right to that candle. That's where the blue line is, right? Just happens over and over and over again. Let's look at one more. So again, just like I said before, don't take my word for it. Go back and look at this stuff. Go on your charts and get familiar with it. And this is kind of stuff, this is the tip of the iceberg of what you'll be taught on our education platform with just phenomenal educators. I'm going to include a link to a video that goes through that platform and show you how awesome that is and how it's going to help you just get good at this, right? Get good at this. So see price leaves, it's not a really good explosion, and it comes out, right? Drifts back in, touches that last candle, does it again one more time before finally taking off. All right. And then just real quick, if you're going back through, just regular charts, and I'm not going to spend a whole lot of time in this because I'm trying to keep these videos short and packed with value. But, you can see stuff like this, right, where price is going sideways, explodes out, comes back down to that same area, right? You can see back down to that candle right here, the last candle, and then goes, right? There's times where it doesn't. You get consolidation, right? It blows out, never came back. No big deal. And maybe you set an alarm here, it just never triggers, right? Right, you got this one here, blows out, got that obvious candle, it comes back, touches it, and goes, right? So how valuable is that, right? How valuable is being able to set an alarm, right? Just set an alarm, just so you know. And then you can study your entry model, whatever your strategy is, whatever, however you get into trades, what your trade plan is, at that point, you've got some good indicators that this is going to go up, right? Doesn't always mean it's going to. Like, let's look at maybe one that would have failed. Well, let's say this one right here, right? Price is coming down, got this big explosion, right? You're looking at this candle, it comes up initially, get you something. Actually could have got a nice 1 to 1, 1 to 2 out of that. But let's say you were holding it to take out this low down here. It turns and boom, right? So that's why I like to set alarms instead of orders right there. Just so now I can dig in and say, okay, is this going to go in the direction I want it to go, right? But the best way to identify it is, some people had a hard time seeing consolidation. What I like to try to identify is the explosions, boom, explosion, but it never came back. It just took off, right? And look at this, right? This one took a while to come back, right? But it's sideways, explodes out, makes its way right back up to that candle, right? How awesome would that be to have an alarm there, to know that, right? And you see some good reaction stuff here. You see a big wick, right? You see some candles going in that direction, right? There's, again, whatever strategy you're doing, whatever entry model, it's just powerful stuff. All right, so I think I'm just going to stop it there. I don't want to make this video too long. I hope you enjoyed the value, and I'll be sending another value video shortly about some other concepts. So I hope you enjoyed this value. Make sure you check out that other video that talks about the education platform. All right, and how you'll be able to learn this stuff from these educators, just like myself and so many others. Okay, so talk to you later.